Have you ever felt like your energy is slipping away, drained by endless worries, distractions, or things beyond your control? Imagine what it would be like to reclaim that energy, sharpen your focus, and build a life of strength and purpose. In this video from ZENLIGHT 8, we dive into 6 powerful Stoic principles that will transform how you think, feel, and act starting today. Stick around to the end to discover practical tools you can apply right now to take charge of your mind and live with true freedom. Don't miss out, let's unlock your potential together. Picture this, you wake up to the buzz of your phone, notifications piling up like a digital avalanche. Your inbox is overflowing, your to-do list feels like it's a mile long, and the newsfeed screams about global chaos, economic shifts, climate concerns, or the latest social media storm. By 9 a.m., you're already drained, your mind racing with worries about work deadlines, what your boss thinks, or whether you're keeping up with the Joneses in 2025's hyperconnected world. Sound familiar? Most of us have been there, caught in a whirlwind of external demands, scattering our energy like leaves in a storm. But what if the real problem isn't the chaos around you? What if it's where you're choosing to direct your attention? This is the heart of Stoic philosophy, a timeless guide that cuts through the noise of modern life to help you reclaim your energy and focus on what truly matters, the things you can control, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions. Let's start with a simple truth: life is messy, and it always will be. In 2025, with AI shaping industries, remote work blurring boundaries, and social platforms amplifying every opinion, the world feels like it's moving at 100 miles an hour. It's easy to feel like you're being pulled in every direction: work, family, friends, even strangers online. But here's the Stoic insight that flips the script: your suffering doesn't come from these external pressures. It comes from how you choose to engage with them. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who faced wars, plagues, and betrayal, put it best: if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. In other words, the world doesn't dictate your peace of mind, you do. This isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything's fine. It's about recognizing that your energy is finite, like a 12-ounce cup of coffee you get each morning. Every worry, every reaction, every moment you spend fixating on things outside your control is a sip you can't take back. So, where are you letting that energy flow? Imagine your mind as a garden. Every thought you nurture is a seed you plant. If you keep sowing seeds of worry about the economy, your coworker's snarky comment, or whether your Instagram post got enough likes, you're growing weeds that choke out your clarity and strength. But if you plant seeds of focus, intention, and self-discipline, you cultivate a garden that thrives. This is where critical thinking comes in, a skill more vital than ever in 2025, when misinformation spreads faster than wildfire and algorithms feed you tailored distractions. Stoicism teaches you to pause and ask, is this worth my energy? Take a real-world example. Sarah, a 30-year-old marketing manager in Seattle, found herself burned out last year. She was juggling a demanding job, constant Slack pings, and the pressure to maintain a perfect online presence. She'd lie awake at night, replaying a client's critique or worrying about missing a trend in her industry. But then she stumbled across Stoic philosophy through a podcast and decided to try something radical. She stopped reacting to every external trigger. Instead of stressing over her boss's vague email, she asked, can I control their opinion? No. Can I control my work quality? Yes. She focused on delivering her best and let the rest go. Within weeks, her anxiety eased, her productivity soared, and she felt a sense of control she hadn't known in years. Sarah's story shows that redirecting your energy isn't just a philosophy, it's a practical tool for thriving in today's chaos. Now, let's dig deeper into why this is so hard. Your brain is wired to fixate on threats, a survival trick from our caveman days when a rustling bush might mean a predator. In 2025, those threats are less about saber-toothed tigers and more about a nasty comment on X, a looming mortgage payment, or the fear of being canceled. Your brain doesn't care, it reacts the same, flooding you with stress hormones that sap your energy. This is where Stoicism intersects with modern neuroscience. Studies from institutions like Stanford show that chronic stress shrinks your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making and focus, while amplifying your amygdala, which drives fear and reactivity. The result? You're stuck in a cycle of overthinking, pouring your energy into what you can't control. But here's the good news: your brain is malleable. Through practices like mindfulness and intentional focus, you can rewire it to prioritize what serves you. Stoicism offers a blueprint: control your attention and you control your life. So, how do you apply this in 2025? Start with a daily audit of your energy. Picture your attention as a flashlight with a limited battery, about 16 hours of waking time each day. Where are you shining it? Are you illuminating your goals, like learning a new skill for your side hustle or building stronger relationships? Or are you wasting battery on things like doom-scrolling X posts about the latest political drama or obsessing over a coworker's promotion? Try this exercise. For 1 week, keep a journal. Each evening, write down 3 things that drained your energy and 3 that energized you. Maybe you'll notice that arguing with a stranger online left you frazzled while a 20-minute walk in the park recharged you. Use this data to make conscious choices. If you're spending 30 minutes a day worrying about what your neighbor thinks of your new electric car, that's 3.5 hours a week, time you could have spent mastering a new coding language or cooking a healthy meal. The Stoics didn't have journals, but they practiced reflection. Marcus Aurelius wrote his Meditations as a nightly check-in, asking himself where he'd wasted energy and how he could do better. You can do the same using tools like a notebook or an app to track your focus. Another practical step is to set boundaries, especially in a world where technology blurs the line between work and home. In 2025, with hybrid work models and constant connectivity, it's easy to let external demands hijack your energy. Take inspiration from Epictetus, who said you have power over your mind, not outside events. If your inbox is a black hole, set specific times to check emails, say 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., and stick to it. If social media is pulling you into pointless debates, limit your X time to 15 minutes a day or mute accounts that trigger negativity. These small acts of discipline are like building a fence around your mental garden, keeping out weeds so your focus can flourish. And don't underestimate the power of saying no. If a friend invites you to a gossip session that always leaves you drained, politely decline and suggest a hike instead. Every no to distraction is a yes to your growth. But let's be real, this isn't easy. Letting go of external worries means facing uncomfortable truths. You might realize you've been chasing validation from people who don't matter or clinging to habits that hold you back. This is where Stoic courage comes in, not the kind that fights lions, but the kind that dares to change. In 2025, when society rewards hustle and perfectionism, choosing to focus on what you can control is a radical act. It's saying, I don't need to win every argument, have the most followers, or earn the corner office to be enough. My power lies in mastering myself. This shift doesn't just save energy, it unlocks it, giving you the strength to pursue what truly matters, whether that's starting a business, healing a relationship, or simply finding peace in a noisy world. As you embrace this practice, you'll notice a ripple effect. Your calm focus becomes a beacon, inspiring others. Imagine a team meeting where, instead of stressing over a missed deadline, you calmly suggest solutions. Your clarity shifts the room's energy, turning panic into progress. Or picture a family dinner where, instead of snapping at a snarky comment, you pause, smile, and redirect the conversation. These moments prove that controlling your energy isn't just about you, it's about shaping the world around you. So, ask yourself, where will you let your energy flow today? Will you keep pouring it into what's beyond your reach, or will you channel it into building the strongest, most vibrant version of yourself? He choice is yours, and it's never been more urgent. In a world that's louder and faster than ever, Stoicism offers a lifeline, a way to anchor yourself in what's real, what's yours, what's now. Take that first step. Audit your energy, set boundaries, reflect nightly. You're not just saving energy, you're reclaiming your life. The next lesson will explore how to break free from the negative loops that keep you stuck, building on this foundation of focus to unlock even greater freedom. You've taken the first step by learning to focus your energy on what you can control, shining a light on your thoughts, emotions, and actions rather than letting the chaos of the outside world drain you dry. But what happens when your mind feels like it's stuck in quicksand, pulling you back to the same old fears, insecurities, and self-doubt no matter how hard you try to move forward? This is where the real battle begins, not with the world, but within yourself. Your brain, that remarkable 3-pound universe between your ears, has a sneaky habit of clinging to familiar patterns, even the ones that hurt you. It's like a well-worn trail in a forest, etched deep by years of repetitive thoughts. The good news? You can forge a new path. By recognizing and breaking negative loops and then mastering your mind and emotions, you can rewrite the story of your life. Let's dive into these 2 transformative Stoic lessons packed with practical tools to help you thrive in the fast-paced, high-stakes world of 2025. Why do you keep circling back to the same dark thoughts? That nagging voice that whispers, you're not good enough, or the anxiety that spikes when you think about a past mistake, like that time you fumbled a big presentation at work? It's not because you're broken, it's because your brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do, prioritize familiarity. back when our ancestors roamed the savannah, sticking to known routines meant survival. A familiar path to the river was safer than wandering into unknown territory. Fast forward to 2025 and your brain still operates on this ancient software, treating negative thought patterns like a cozy, if toxic, comfort zone. Neuroscience backs this up. Studies from places like MIT show that repetitive thoughts strengthen neural pathways, making them the default route your mind takes. It's why you can't stop replaying that awkward conversation from last week or worrying about whether your new side hustle will crash and burn. Your brain isn't trying to sabotage you, it's just lazy, choosing the path of least resistance. But here's the Stoic twist: you're not a prisoner of your brain. As Epictetus said, men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. Your thoughts don't control you, you control them. The key is to recognize these negative loops and break them with intention. Picture your mind as a busy highway. Negative thoughts are like old, congested lanes you keep driving down out of habit, even though they lead to dead ends. Maybe it's the loop of self-criticism that kicks in every time you check your ex-followers and see someone with a bigger platform. Or the anxiety that flares when you think about your bank account in a world where inflation's still biting. These loops aren't just annoying, they're energy vampires, draining the mental fuel you need for your goals. To break free, you need to become a neutral observer of your own mind, a skill Stoics mastered centuries ago and one that's more relevant than ever in our distraction-saturated age. Start by pausing when a negative thought hits. Let's say you're scrolling X and see a colleague's post about their shiny new promotion. Your gut reaction might be, "I'll never get there. I'm falling behind." Instead of spiraling, step back and ask, is this thought true? Is it just an old habit? This simple act of questioning is like hitting the brakes on that congested highway. You're not denying the thought, you're examining it like a scientist studying a specimen. Take Jake, a 28-year-old graphic designer in Austin, as a real-world example. In 2024, he was trapped in a cycle of self-doubt, convinced he'd never make it in the competitive freelance market. Every rejection email felt like proof he wasn't cut out for it. But after reading about Stoicism, he started practicing this observer mindset. When a client passed on his pitch, instead of thinking, "I'm a failure," he'd pause and ask, is this rejection the end of the world? Or is it just feedback? He began to see rejections as data, not destiny. Over time, he rewrote his mental script, focusing on improving his portfolio instead of dwelling on setbacks. By mid-2025, Jake had landed 3 steady clients and was earning 30% more than the year before. His secret? He didn't change the world, he changed how he navigated it. This is the power of critical thinking, a cornerstone of Stoicism that's vital in 2025, when AI-generated content and viral trends can trick your brain into comparing yourself to impossible standards. By questioning your thoughts, you weaken their grip and open the door to new possibilities. But recognizing negative loops is only half the battle. To truly break them, you need to replace old reactions with new ones. Think of it like redirecting traffic to a smoother road. When that familiar wave of worry hits, say, about whether you'll afford a house in a market where prices are still sky high, don't let it drag you into the usual pit of despair. Pause, take a deep breath, and ask, is there another way to see this? Maybe instead of fixating on what you can't afford, you focus on what you can do. Save an extra $100 a month, research up and-coming neighborhoods, or explore remote work to cut commuting costs. This shift isn't about toxic positivity, it's about rewiring your brain through action. Neuroscience calls this neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new pathways. Every time you choose a new response, you're carving a fresh trail in that mental forest, making it easier to take next time. It's not instant. Studies suggest it takes about 66 days to form a new habit, but with persistence, the old, toxic path fades and the new one becomes your default. In 2025, this practice is a lifeline. With constant notifications, hybrid work stress, and the pressure to hustle 24/7, your brain is bombarded with triggers that can lock you in negative loops. Try a practical tool, the 5-second rule. When a negative thought strikes, count backward from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then act. Maybe you jot down a solution, go for a 10-minute walk, or repeat a Stoic mantra like, "I control my response." This interrupts the loop and gives you a window to choose differently. Another trick is to externalize your thoughts. Grab a notebook or your phone and write down the negative thought verbatim. Seeing it on paper strips away its power, making it easier to challenge. For example, if you write, "I'm too old to switch careers at 35, you can counter with, "Plenty of people pivot later, look at Vera Wang, who started designing at 40. These small acts build mental muscle, turning you from a passenger in your mind to the driver. Now, let's build on this foundation by mastering your mind and emotions, because breaking negative loops is only the beginning. Your thoughts don't just shape your day, they shape who you are. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Such as are your habitual thoughts, such also will be the character of your mind, for the soul is dyed by the thoughts." If you keep replaying failure, fear, or self-doubt, you're painting your soul with shades of defeat. But if you nurture courage, resilience, and growth, you create a masterpiece. This isn't fluffy self-help talk, it's a law of the mind backed by science. Your brain can't tell the difference between reality and imagination. Feed it a steady diet of "I'm not enough" and it'll wire itself for failure, making you act in ways that confirm it. But feed it "I'm capable of growth" and you'll start behaving like someone who believes it. This is why Stoicism emphasizes mastering your inner world, a skill that's pure gold in 2025, when external noise, ads, influencers, even well-meaning friends can drown out your own voice. Let's start with how you talk to yourself, because your inner dialogue is the soundtrack of your life. Notice what you say when you mess up. Spill coffee on your shirt before a Zoom call? Do you mutter, "I'm such an idiot," or do you shrug and think, "Oops, lesson learned, keep the mug away from the laptop"? The first reaction builds a cage, the second opens a door. Take Lisa, a 42-year-old nurse in Chicago. She used to beat herself up over every mistake at work, thinking, "I'm a terrible nurse." It left her exhausted, dreading her shifts. Then she started practicing Stoic self-talk inspired by a mindfulness app. When she forgot to chart a patient's vitals, instead of spiraling, she'd say, "I made a mistake, but I can fix it and do better next time." This shift didn't just boost her confidence, it improved. She caught errors faster and earned a promotion by spring 2025. Your self-talk isn't just words, it's a program running in your brain, shaping your actions and reality. Visualization is another powerful tool. Top athletes, from Simone Biles to LeBron James, use it to prime their minds for success, picturing every move before they make it. Your brain responds to mental imagery almost as if it's real, firing the same neurons as physical action. Try this. Each morning, spend 5 minutes visualizing your best self. See yourself crushing that work project, staying calm when your toddler throws a tantrum, or confidently pitching your startup to investors. Feel the emotions: pride, focus, joy. This isn't daydreaming, it's training your brain to expect success, making it more likely you'll act in ways that get you there. In 2025, when virtual reality and AI make visualization tools more accessible, you can even use apps to create immersive scenarios, but a quiet corner and your imagination work just fine. Building a morning routine is like setting the foundation for a sturdy house. In a world where your phone tempts you to check X before you've brushed your teeth, taking 10 minutes to center yourself is revolutionary. Try meditation to observe your thoughts without judgment. Apps like Headspace or Calm are great starters. Journaling is another gem. Write down 3 things you're grateful for, 1 goal for the day, and a Stoic reminder like, "I can't control others, but I can control my response." Reading a page of Marcus Aurelius or Seneca can spark inspiration. These habits don't just prep you for the day, they rewire your mind for resilience. When life throws curveballs, a rude email, a flat tire, a stock market dip, you're less likely to react impulsively because you've already set your mental compass. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. Stoics weren't robots, they felt anger, fear, joy. The difference? They chose how to respond. Seneca said emotions aren't the problem, it's how we handle them. You can feel furious when a coworker steals credit for your idea but still choose to address it calmly. This takes practice, especially in 2025, when instant reactions are the norm. Think X posts fired off in a rage. Try the pause and pivot technique. When an emotion hits, count to 10, breathe, and ask, "What's the Stoic move here?" Maybe it's walking away, writing a measured response, or redirecting your energy to a better task. This builds emotional agility, letting you navigate life's storms without capsizing. These tools, observing thoughts, redirecting reactions, reshaping self-talk, visualizing success, and building routines, aren't just theory. They're your arsenal for 2025, a year when mental clarity is your superpower. Imagine starting your day not with dread but with purpose, knowing you can handle whatever comes because you've mastered your inner world. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Every time you break a negative loop or choose a wiser response, you're sculpting a stronger, freer you. The world will keep throwing distractions, new apps, new crises, new noise, but you'll stand firm, a Stoic in a digital age. The next lessons will show you how to take control of your energy and shape your environment, building on this foundation to create a life of purpose and power. You've learned to focus on what you can control, break free from negative thought loops, and master your mind and emotions, building a foundation of inner strength in a world that's louder and faster than ever. But strength alone isn't enough if your energy, the lifeblood of your actions and dreams, is constantly leaking away, trapped in battles you can't win or environments that pull you down. In 2025, where digital distractions, workplace pressures, and social expectations hit you from every angle, managing your energy and surroundings is like steering a ship through a storm. You don't fight the waves, you learn to navigate them. Stoic philosophy offers two powerful lessons to do just that. Guide your energy like a river toward what truly matters and shape an environment that lifts you up rather than drags you down. These aren't just ideas, they're practical tools to transform how you live, work, and thrive. Let's dive in and explore how to direct your energy with wisdom and create a world around you that fuels your growth. Energy is your most precious resource, more valuable than time or money because it's the fuel for both. Imagine it as a 16-ounce tank you're given each morning, enough to power your work, relationships, and personal goals if you use it wisely. But most of us don't. We let our energy get siphoned off by pointless arguments, endless scrolling, or worrying about things we can't change like the latest economic forecast or a stranger's snarky ex-post. The result? By noon, you're running on fumes, too drained to tackle what really matters. The Stoics saw this trap and offered a radical solution. Don't try to control your energy by bottling it up or fighting distractions with sheer willpower. That's like building a dam to stop a river. It'll either overflow or break. Instead, guide your energy like a skilled engineer, carving channels that lead to meaningful destinations. Marcus Aurelius captured this when he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. The secret isn't suppression, it's direction. Think about where your energy gets stuck. It's not that you're losing it, it's trapped in loops of regret, resentment, or resistance. Take Emily, a 35-year-old software developer in San Francisco. In early 2025, she was burned out juggling a high-pressure job and the constant buzz of her phone. She'd spend hours fuming over a coworker's passive-aggressive Slack message or worrying about missing the next AI-driven tech trend. But after stumbling across Stoic teachings in a mindfulness workshop, she shifted her approach. Instead of fighting her frustration, she embraced the Stoic concept of a more fatty, loving your fate. When her boss assigned her a last-minute project, she stopped thinking, "This is unfair," and started asking, "How can I use this to grow?" She channeled her energy into mastering the task, learning new skills that landed her a promotion by summer. A more fatty isn't passive resignation, it's active acceptance, turning obstacles into fuel. In 2025, when unexpected challenges like a sudden layoff or a supply chain snag are the norm, this mindset saves you from wasting energy on what you can't change and redirects it toward what you can. Another Stoic tool for guiding energy is premeditatio malorum, the practice of mentally preparing for what could go wrong. Picture starting your day knowing that your internet might crash during a critical Zoom call, a client might ghost you, or your toddler might throw a tantrum in the middle of your grocery run. When these things happen, you're not blindsided, spilling your 16-ounce energy tank on emotional reactions. Instead, you think, "I saw this coming," and pivot to solutions. Try this. Each morning, take 2 minutes to visualize 3 potential setbacks. Maybe your commute gets delayed by 30 minutes or your ex-post gets no traction. Then imagine responding calmly, rerouting your drive, posting again later. This mental rehearsal, backed by studies from places like Harvard showing reduced stress through anticipatory coping, keeps your energy flowing smoothly. In 2025's unpredictable world where AI outages or global events can disrupt your plans, premeditatio malorum is like a seatbelt, keeping you steady when life swerves. But guiding energy isn't just about mindset, it's about action. Stop resisting what you can't control, like a judo master redirecting an opponent's force. If a coworker's negativity derails your focus, don't argue, smile, nod, and pivot to your work. If you're tempted to doom scroll X during a market dip, set a 10-minute timer for news, then switch to a productive task like updating your LinkedIn profile. These choices align with Epictetus's wisdom: some things are up to us and some things are not. In practice, this might mean ignoring a rude email to focus on a project that'll boost your career or letting go of a grudge to preserve energy for a workout. A 2024 study from the University of California found that people who practiced selective focus, ignoring irrelevant stressors, reported 25% higher productivity. In 2025, with remote work and hybrid schedules blurring boundaries, setting these energy boundaries is non-negotiable. Try a distraction audit. For one day, track what pulls your energy. Maybe it's 45 minutes on X or 20 minutes stewing over a friend's comment. Then, redirect that time to what serves you, like reading a chapter of a leadership book or cooking a healthy meal. Small shifts compound. turning energy leaks into a steady stream of progress. Now, no matter how well you guide your energy, it's like trying to sail a leaky boat if your environment is working against you. The people you hang with, the spaces you live in, and the information you consume aren't just background noise. They shape your thoughts, emotions, and energy. Stoics understood this deeply, and in 2025, when your phone bombards you with 200 notifications a day and your social circle can make or break your vibe, curating your environment is a game changer. Epictetus nailed it. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Think of yourself as a campfire. Surround yourself with other flames, people who inspire, challenge, and support you, and you'll burn brighter. But if you're stuck with wet logs, negative, draining influences, your fire will fizzle out. This isn't just poetic, it's science. A 2023 study from Yale showed that social synchronization makes us mimic the behaviors and emotions of those around us, for better or worse. Consider your social circle. Are you spending time with people who push you to grow, like that friend who's always sharing new podcasts or the colleague who celebrates your wins? Or are you stuck with crabs in a bucket, pulling you down with complaints or jealousy? Take Mia, a 29-year-old teacher in Denver. She used to hang out with a group that spent every happy hour griping about work and comparing themselves to influencers on X. It left her feeling small and stuck. Inspired by Stoic principles, she started setting boundaries, politely skipping those meetups and joining a book club instead. There, she met people who discussed big ideas and shared her passion for growth. By mid-2025, Mia was leading a school initiative and felt more energized than ever. Her secret? She chose her tribe wisely. In 2025, when virtual communities on platforms like X can amplify negativity or inspiration, be ruthless about who gets your time. Mute toxic accounts, unfollow complainers, and seek out groups, online or in person, that spark your best self. Your physical space matters just as much. A cluttered desk or a chaotic apartment isn't just an eyesore. It's a mental drain. The Stoics valued simplicity, knowing that external order fosters internal clarity. A 2024 study from Princeton found that visual clutter reduces focus by 15%, overloading your brain's processing power. Look around your space. Is your kitchen counter buried under junk mail and half-empty coffee mugs? Does your home office double as a laundry pile? These aren't just messes, they're energy traps. Try this. Dedicate 1 hour to declutter a single area, like your desk. Keep only essentials, a laptop, a notepad, a plant, and store the rest. Then, maintain it with a 5-minute daily tidy. This isn't about minimalism for Instagram. It's about creating a space that supports your goals. In 2025, when many of us work from home at least part-time, a clear space is a clear mind. Add a personal touch, a photo of your family or a motivational quote, to make it yours, boosting your mood every time you sit down. Then there's the information you consume, a massive factor in 2025's digital age. Your brain is like a sponge, soaking up everything from X posts to news alerts to Netflix binges. If you're not careful, it becomes a landfill of anxiety, comparison, and noise. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If you're mainlining negative news or scrolling through curated lives that make you feel less than, you're dyeing your soul with doubt. A 2024 report from the Pew Research Center found that 60% of Americans feel overwhelmed by negative media, yet we spend an average of 3 hours a day consuming it. Be selective. Curate your input like a chef choosing ingredients. Swap 30 minutes of news for a TED Talk on resilience. Replace X doom scrolling with a biography of someone like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, whose grit inspires. Protect your mind like a fortress, letting in only what strengthens you. How do you make this practical? Start with boundaries. If a friend's constant venting drains you, limit calls to 15 minutes or suggest a positive activity, like a hike. Clean your space incrementally. 10 square feet a day adds up. For information, set a media diet. 1 hour of enriching content daily, like a podcast on Stoicism or a course on Coursera, and cap news to 20 minutes. These choices aren't luxuries, they're investments in your energy. In 2025, when AI personalizes your feeds to keep you hooked, Curating your environment is an act of rebellion. It says, I decide who I become. The next lesson will arm you with powerful tools: gratitude, emotional detachment, and reprioritization, to transform your energy even further, completing the Stoic journey to a life of purpose and freedom. You've journeyed through the Stoic principles that empower you to focus on what you can control, break free from negative thought loops, master your mind and emotions, guide your energy like a river, and shape an environment that fuels your growth. Each step has built a foundation of inner strength, equipping you to navigate the chaos of 2025. A world of relentless notifications, economic uncertainty, and social pressures. But knowledge alone doesn't change your life. Action does. This final lesson brings it all together with 3 powerful tools: gratitude, emotional detachment, and reprioritization, that will transform your energy from a flickering flame into a steady blaze. These aren't just concepts. They're your keys to living with calm, purpose, and resilience in a world that's always trying to pull you off course. Let's dive into how to wield these tools, then close with a call to take charge of your life, starting today, and join the ZENLIGHT 8 community to keep this journey alive. Energy isn't just what gets you through your morning coffee run or your 9 to 5 grind. It's the essence of who you are and what you create. It's the spark behind your dreams, the strength in your relationships, the clarity in your decisions. But in 2025, with X posts buzzing, work emails piling up, and the constant hum of global news, your energy can feel like a 12-ounce water bottle springing leaks faster than you can plug them. The Stoics didn't see energy as something to hoard or force into submission. They saw it as a river, meant to flow freely but guided with intention toward what matters most. Epictetus once said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This wisdom points to the first tool, gratitude. Gratitude isn't just saying thanks for your avocado toast or your Wi-Fi connection. It's a deliberate shift in perspective, a choice to focus on what you have rather than what you lack. When you practice gratitude, you transform your energy from scarcity to abundance, from resentment to appreciation. Picture this: you're stuck in traffic on your way to a meeting, already 15 minutes late. Your first instinct might be to curse the gridlock, stress about your boss's reaction, or lament your bad luck. That's a leak, draining your energy into a moment you can't change. Now try gratitude. Take a deep breath and think, I'm grateful for this car that gets me to work, for the podcast I can listen to right now, for the job that challenges me. Suddenly, the traffic isn't a crisis. It's just a pause. Your energy shifts from frustration to possibility. This isn't wishful thinking. It's science. A 2024 study from the University of California, Davis, found that daily gratitude practices increase serotonin levels by 10%, boosting mood and focus. In 2025, when comparison culture on X can make you feel like your 800 square foot apartment or $50,000 salary isn't enough, gratitude is your shield. Try a simple habit. Each night, write down 3 things you're thankful for. Maybe it's a kind word from a coworker, a sunny 70-degree day, or the fact that you nailed a workout. Over time, this rewires your brain to spot the good, leaving less room for envy or worry. Take Sarah, a 32-year-old barista in Portland, as an example. In early 2025, she felt trapped, comparing her dead-end job to her friends' tech careers. She started a gratitude journal after watching a ZENLIGHT 8 video, noting small wins: a customer's smile, her ability to make a perfect latte, the flexibility to study part-time. Within months, she stopped feeling less than and used her newfound energy to enroll in a graphic design course. By fall, she was freelancing on the side, earning an extra $500 a month. Gratitude didn't change her circumstances overnight. It changed how she saw them, unlocking energy to pursue her goals. You can do the same. In a world where ads push the latest Tesla or influencers flaunt 10,000 followers, gratitude grounds you in what's real: your strengths, your relationships, your life as it is now. But gratitude alone can't protect your energy from the storms of daily life. Rude emails, family drama, or the latest news about a market crash. This is where the second tool, emotional detachment, becomes your armor. Don't mistake this for being cold or uncaring. Stoic detachment is about observing your emotions without letting them hijack your energy. Imagine your mind as a calm lake, reflecting the world clearly. Every time you react impulsively, snapping at a coworker, stewing over a stranger's comment, or panicking about a missed deadline, you're tossing stones into that lake, creating ripples that disrupt your peace. The Stoics taught that true freedom comes from controlling your response, not the world. Seneca said emotions aren't the issue, it's how we handle them. You can feel anger without lashing out, fear without freezing, sadness without spiraling. Let's make this practical. Say you get a text from a friend canceling plans last minute, and it stings, you feel ignored. Instead of firing back a passive-aggressive reply or dwelling on it for hours, pause. Count to 10, breathe, and observe the feeling like a cloud passing overhead. Ask, is this worth my energy? Can I control their choice? No. Can I control my next move? Yes. Maybe you use that time to read a book or hit the gym, redirecting your energy to something that serves you. This practice, backed by 2024 research from Stanford showing that emotional regulation reduces stress hormones by 20%, is a superpower in 2025. With hybrid work blurring lines and amplifying every hot take, detachment keeps you steady. Try a trigger log. For 1 week, note what sparks strong emotions and how you respond. Maybe a coworker's critique makes you defensive, costing you 30 minutes of focus. Next time, acknowledge the feeling, I'm upset, then pivot to action, like asking for constructive feedback. Over time, you'll react less and respond more, saving energy for what matters. The third tool, reprioritization, ensures your energy flows to the right places. Seneca warned that time, and by extension, energy isn't lacking, we just misuse it. In 2025, it's easy to burn your 16-ounce energy tank on trivialities. 45 minutes arguing on X, an hour binge-watching a new Netflix series, or 2 hours worrying about a presentation you can't change. The Stoics were ruthless about focus, channeling their strength into what aligned with their values. Picture your energy as a $100 budget for the day. How much are you spending on meaningless distractions versus investments in your growth? Reprioritization is about auditing that budget and redirecting funds to what counts: your health, your skills, your relationships. Take Alex, a 40-year-old marketing manager in Atlanta. In 2024, he was stretched thin, spending hours on X to stay relevant and stressing about office politics. He felt drained, with no time for his passion, writing. After discovering Stoicism through ZENLIGHT 8, he did a priority reset. He cut X to 15 minutes a day, limited work stress by focusing only on his tasks, and carved out 1 hour each evening to write. By mid-2025, he'd published a short story online, gaining 2,000 readers. His secret? He stopped letting the world dictate his energy and chose what mattered. You can too. Try a priority map. List your top 3 goals, say, learning Python, running a 5K, or bonding with your kids. Then track how much time and energy you give them daily. If you're spending 90 minutes on X but only 10 on coding, shift 30 minutes to a Python tutorial. In 2025, with AI tools like coding assistants at your fingertips, reprioritizing energy can fast-track your goals. These 3 tools, gratitude, emotional detachment, and reprioritization, work together like a tripod, stabilizing your energy in a turbulent world. Gratitude fills your tank with appreciation, detachment protects it from leaks, and reprioritization directs it to your purpose. Start small. Write 1 gratitude note daily, pause before reacting to a trigger, and reallocate 15 minutes from distractions to a goal. In 2025, when technology tempts you to live reactively, these practices are your rebellion, declaring, I choose my energy, my focus, my life. Now, let's bring this journey full circle. You've explored 6 Stoic lessons, focusing on what you control, breaking negative loops, mastering your mind, guiding your energy, shaping your environment, and transforming your energy with gratitude, detachment, and reprioritization. Each is a thread in a tapestry of resilience, weaving a life of intention and freedom. In 2025, where AI shapes jobs, climate concerns loom, and social media fuels comparison, these principles are your anchor. They remind you that true power lies not in changing the world, but in mastering yourself. Apply them daily. Audit your energy, question your thoughts, curate your circle, declutter your space, and prioritize what aligns with your values. Life won't get easier. Traffic will still snarl, bosses will still critique, X will still buzz, but you'll get stronger, navigating chaos with the calm of a Stoic. Here's your challenge for 2025. Live intentionally. Start each morning with a 5-minute ritual: gratitude, a Stoic quote, a clear priority. Protect your energy by saying no to one distraction daily. Whether it's a toxic chat or a news rabbit hole, build a space and circle that lift you up, even if it means tough choices, like limiting time with a negative friend. These aren't grand gestures. They're small, consistent acts that compound, turning you into someone who doesn't just survive but thrives. The world will keep spinning, but you'll stand firm, a beacon of focus and strength. This is where you come in. If these lessons sparked something in you, a realization, a plan, a fire to change, don't let it fade. Join the ZENLIGHT 8 community on YouTube, where we're walking this Stoic path together. Hit that subscribe button to stay inspired with weekly insights that guide you toward your best self. Share this video with someone who needs it, a friend stuck in stress, a colleague chasing the wrong priorities. And here's a fun challenge. Drop a 7 in the comments below to mark your commitment to these 7 Stoic principles. 6 lessons plus this call to action. Let's see how many of us are ready to take control in 2025. Your energy, your mind, your life, they're yours to shape. The question is, will you let the world decide your path? Or will you choose it, starting right now? Let's make it happen.